let's talk a little bit about the horizontal, the right left modes of the autopilot. So we talk a lot about the vertical modes, the flight level change, the vertical speed, VNAV, all these good stuff. Let's talk a little bit about specifically the heading and the nav buttons. We'll talk a little bit about the differences between them. When would you want to select one versus the other? And in which modes will you have wind correction, angles, protection if you want to call it, and in which the plane will just drift and you'll have to stay on it. So, to take a bird's eye view of the autopilot system for a second before we talk about the horizontal modes, to take a bird's eye view, in essence, the autopilot system, the servos have the ability to control the airplane in both up, down, and right, left.
Will your next turn be,
vertical and horizontal.
A northbound or southbound turn?
So with the vertical, we talk a lot about. That's not what I want to talk about right this second. We talked about it a moment ago. But with the right, left, with the horizontal, we have heading and we have nav. And I want you to think of nav as really GPS. That's what it is. It's not really, because we could use it for VORs and localized things like that. So it's really for navigation, which is correct. But let's think of it in terms of GPS right now, because right now we're in GPS mode. So we have heading,
you're going to be number,
and we have that GPS or nav.
King Air on a,
right now, I'm headed direct to my destination. So you can see here, I have this pink line, which is my course to my destination. I want the airplane to maintain the course. Now, here's a little subtle distinction. I don't care what heading the airplane maintains to get me to my destination. I'll say that again. I don't care what heading my plane needs to maintain in order to stay on course. So you might be asking yourself, what do you mean? Of course your heading matches your course. And the answer is, well, not quite. If we have 50 knots of wind off the left, and I pointed the airplane to face my destination, guess what would happen? As time went on, the wind is from the left. As time went on, I'd be drifting right off to the right. So yes, my plane is pointing to my destination, but it's doing so while drifting way off course, because my course is here. And so, when it comes to right-left horizontal navigation with the autopilot, we have heading and we have nav. Nav maintains the course, specifically whichever mode the CDI is in, VOR, localizer. I'm currently in GPS, which is the pink, but that's irrelevant. It's all the same thing. Nav maintains a course, heading maintains a heading, and that's this blue heading button. So here's how it works. In nav mode, the airplane maintains the course, accounting for any wind that might be throwing it off from the right or left, and it turns into at whichever amount of wind and adds whichever amount of wind correction angle is needed in order to stay on course. In heading mode, the airplane is not maintaining a course, therefore it's not accounting for any wind, because it has no ability to stay on anything fighting the wind, because we didn't give it a course to stay on. And so in heading mode, the plane will maintain a certain heading, meaning the nose of the airplane will continue facing in a certain direction, but there will be a lot of drift if there's a lot of wind while facing in that direction.
Approach on 133.65.
3365, 1215 Golf. And approach, good afternoon, Station Air 1215 Golf, level 9,500, direct to Trona.
915 Golf, that restricted area that you're about to enter is hot, remain clear.
Remain clear of the restricted, 15 Golf. There we go.
15 Golf, the result, altimeter 29901.
29901, 15 Golf. So, in heading, too bad we didn't get the direct to. In heading mode, the airplane will not maintain a course because it doesn't have a course to maintain.
Approach 124.55, good day.
455.
It will continue facing.
6812, change my frequency 126.55.
It will continue facing in a certain direction, but the drift is very much possible if there's a lot of wind going on. So, When in nav mode, the plane will maintain your course. In heading mode, the plane will maintain a heading. And here's how it works. In nav mode, the plane will generate whichever heading is needed to stay on course. In heading mode, the plane will simply hold the heading while drifting in any one direction or another if there's a lot of wind. So I hope that makes sense. Nothing too complicated, but that's really the difference between the two. In a zero wind condition, my course and my heading will be the same. And that's how that works. So that's the difference between heading and nav. Heading and nav. In heading, all the plane does is fly wherever this heading bug is parked. It will turn to and maintain the heading that the heading bug is parked on. In course or in nav mode, the plane will turn to and intercept and maintain the course, whatever that course might be. So if I hit the CDI and there's VOR, it would be the radial. So this nav mode will maintain whatever mode my CDI is in, HSI over there. So it could be VOR, it could be a localizer, an instrument approach. These are all courses. It's just a line over the ground. So that's how that works. So I hope that makes sense. And there you have it. Heading versus nav mode.
Chester 1-1, Joshua, approach Roger, standby for the switch, channel link altimeter 2990.